Good afternoon, guys and girls. I am your voice of choice, DrMarxout, bringing you this week's episode of Storm. Had a little bit of delays with the production team and the broadcast and all that other stuff, so we apologize for it coming to you today where we promised you it yesterday. Forget about the past, it's all about the future, and tonight is the first official set of World War E matches, our World Cup. Our opening match is in the heavyweight division as we have Grimm representing America taking on Evan Myers of Ireland. Our format's going to be a little bit different for this. All matches will be fought with a 15-minute time limit, 15 count on the outside. Win counts for 2 points for your country, a draw is 1, and if you lose, you don't get anything. Makes sense, right? We know how that all works out. We have 5 matches for you today, and I think all the rest of our shows will have 6 matches, just so we can try to balance everything out. All of our matches that we will have for this month's Storm will be World Cup, so if your favorite guys aren't on the card necessarily, well, we'll try to get a couple specials in, including them, but, you know, tournament and all that stuff. We get ready for our first official match in the World Cup. It's been a busy week for the Triad this week. Supernova Pro had unrestricted. We followed that up with Insert Coin to continue. HCW had Ladies Night. Congratulations to Valerie Savage there. Our own Shannon Higgins had a hell of a showing. She'll be featured in the World Cup, but she actually has the week off because she was busy. As we have the man who felt like he should have been the #1 contender and in that big match against Hugo Lazarus, your former champion, Grim Reaper. So he looks ready to try to represent his country, but more importantly, represent himself. Has been nursing a bit of a nagging neck issue. Brought on from that match he had with your new champion, Ray Damonio, in that Top Rope Kingdom Come, which has officially put Lazarus on the shelf. We do not know his return time, but they're in that brutal last man standing match that they had. Grim felt he could have got the job done a lot faster. We may never know. Grim is the sole representative of FCK in this tournament. This round robin tournament, just so I can make sure that's specified. All of the Fomori are taking part. The Spice Rack is representing all of Mexico. They have filled all of the Mexican spots. So we get ready for the Irish heavyweight. The man who was almost close to that #1 contender spot himself. He's the one who fell to your new champion, Ray Damonio, in that first round. Hell of a match they had. He's kind of had an up and down season to this point. We will have 2 debuts on tonight's show. One will be representing Ireland, and we will have the Canadian woman. None of our champions are taking part in their respective divisions matches because the winner of the World Cup will be your #1 contender for that specific area. So if USA wins, they will be your #1 contender for all the belts. That being said, we do have one champion in the tournament, but he's not wrestling in his normal division. He'll actually be in our main event, and we'll see how that works out once we get there. But for right now, we have our opening match in our tournament. Graham and Myers look ready. There's the bell, and off we go. We see that timer up in the corner. Myers with that big rising knee. They go behind. Drops him down to that backbreaker. Tries to work on the back. Bounces that head. Like I said earlier, Grimm has had a nagging head and neck injury. I think he's just going to use that to fuel the pain he's going to inflict, hopefully. Off the ropes, Myers catches him with the lariat on the way back in. Stiff kick to the back. Grimm with that arm drag takeover counter. Snap vertical suplex. A little bit of speed out of the big man. As Myers by the ears. Haymaker forearm. Spikes that knee on the mat. Kick to the sternum. Has him by the ears again. Follows up with another forearm. So we get a quick cover, forearm in the face. Myers out at 1. This is not going to be a pretty match. This is just going to be a brawl. Myers off the ropes now. Shoulder block in the middle. Grimm with a set of strikes, but Myers counters it with that back body drop. They're playing on the outside now, folks. Myers with a big shot to the chin. Grimm fights from the ground with that up kick. As I said, we will be fighting all matches to a 15 count. We don't want our matches to go to draws, but if they do, it'll be fought well. Grimm walks out with that elbow drop. Raining down forearms and elbows to the face. Taking full advantage of that extended count on the outside. We're halfway there now at 7. Grimm thinking powerbomb. Myers fights off the shoulder with the arm drag takedown. Myers then to break the count. Grimm back in at 10. Myers with that back body drop suplex. Very Irish whip to the corner. Set of uppercuts. Pillar to post. Runs with another European. Sends him back to the other corner. Follows it up with one more. Off the ropes. Standing drop kick. And apparently our timers in the back aren't working, so we'll hopefully get that fixed. Runs through with the Celtic kick. Knockout knee shot one more time. Follows up with a couple rights. Grimm brings it back in with that snap power slam. Showing off that power game. Grimm has his feet on the ropes. Ref doesn't see it. Myers fights out of it at 2, though. Jumping knee to the face. Myers playing to the crowd. Follows it up with a headbutt. Probably did more damage to himself than he did Grimm with that. Could be thinking the Chaos Cross. Grimm fights back though with a shot to the body. Has him up. Spikes him with the greetings from the Black Lodge. Myers fights from the ground with a leg sweep. A la Cobra Kai. Grimm though with that disgusting short arm lariat from the ground. Myers slow to get to his feet, looks dazed. Grimm spikes him with the denogonizer. That could be it. That's how he puts Steve the Samurai out, who we will see later on tonight. Myers fights out at 2.9. We have our first chicken wing of the tournament. Grimm working on that shoulder. Snaps it down, trying to pop that out of the joint. Sits down to catch his breath in the corner for a moment. Myers with that short arm shoulder tackle. We get his first cover of the match. Grimm fights out at 1 right after the hand hit the mat. Myers has a hold of the eyes and just rakes him back. Has Grimm off into the corner. Puts the big man up on that top turnbuckle. Could be thinking high impact. Grimm, though, fights back with that forward kick. And jumps off with the elbow. It's a whole lot of weight coming off of there. Myers, though, back out at 2. Takes a lot of energy to kick out after that. Grimm's mashing his face onto that center shield and then stomps right to the back of the neck. Whips Myers around. Throws him back down with the snapmare. He's going for the head, but Myers caught him with that elbow on the way up. Has Grimm up on the shoulders in the fireman's carry. Walks out with that air raid siren. It looks like Grimm may have been busted open off that elbow to the face he took. And we're getting a stretch muffler, folks. Myers showing all sorts of strength now. Has Grimm up off the ground in that stretch muffler. And Grimm with the agility, getting up on the shoulder. Rains down some rights to break the hold. Has Myers in the corner. Big knife edge chop. Looks like he's thinking high impact now, hoping for a better result than Myers got. We get another forward kick to the face. Myers jumps off the top rope, though does not fly often. Myers has Grimm up. Sits him down with the sitting chaos cross. Opts not to hold on for the pin. Going for body-to-body contact. Evan Myers gets the first set of points for his country. Ireland officially is the highest scoring team as we look at the highlights. That chaos kick. Celtic kick. He keeps changing the name on us. That greetings from the Black Lodge. Looked like and then he hits the denorganizer here. We thought that was it. Myers is showing all sorts of strength with that air raid. Our production team apparently had asked Myers if he'd be willing to try to cut Depp back like 30 pounds to try to compete in the cruiserweight division. He just kind of laughed as he was tossing back a Guinness, so we did have to go out and find a new Irish cruiserweight. Dougal Devlin wanted to try to double compete, as he is no longer our cruiserweight champion, but we have him working a little bit differently. So we leave the men's division and head into our first women's match as we have Canada versus Mexico. The debuting Kitty Barnes, the only other Canadian woman we have on our roster at the moment. We're still trying to get our footing fully up in the snowy north. And the hottest lady in Mexico. Yes, that's a hot sauce joke. Representing the Spice Rack, we have Valentino. We didn't know a lot about Kitty Barnes. We were just kind of, given her resume. Highly endorsed from the Wild Stallions. Beck Wild said they did train together briefly after Beck left the tutelage of Adam Robinson, HCW's own. So we don't know exactly what we're getting out of her. Valentina, we know, is a little bit faster, a little more higher impact. So we get ready for our first women's match. First two matches, all countries represented. Different divisions, though. So we get our first look at Kitty Barnes. Sorry folks, our headsets did temporarily cut out. As the bad kitty looks cute and cuddly, will scratch her face off. Waits the entrance of her first opponent in a BWO ring. So we have the most expensive jacket in the digital triad. Chip Stackworth said that thing was valued at about $750,000. It's a whole lot of pesos. It's a whole lot of jars of hot sauce. Valentina dances her way down, repping the spice rack, wearing that shirt. Have officially taken over the FCK shirts in our store. Primarily the baseball jersey worn by Papa DiPatio, who we will see tonight. Valentina feeling some kind of way, dancing on that top turnbuckle. Haven't seen a whole lot of her since that inaugural tournament we had to crown our first women's champion, still held by Beck Wild. Ali Starr is guaranteed a rematch at that belt, even though she's not taking part in the tournament, due to the fact that she did beat our champion. Bell rings, our first women's match is underway. Valentina opens up that neck breaker, dead center. Valentina goes for the pop-up runner. Kitty catches her and plants her with that power bomb. Has her locked in the front face lock. Sits her down with that shoulder breaker. Has her hooked up with that belly to back suplex. Drags Valentina away from that rope. Drives that knee pad straight into the lower back. Has Valentina off the ropes. Catches her with that hip toss into the neck breaker combination. Beautiful transition. Goes in for the first cover of the match. Kitty pulls her up though, showing the aggression. Valentina showing that agility. That tilt-a-whirl head scissors. I can almost guarantee Valentina will have the speed advantage here. You see that super kick catches Kitty off the ropes. Starts working on that leg. Kitty carries back over with that. Gets out of the fireman's carry, runs into a back elbow from Valentina. Spin wheel kick. These two evenly matched so far. Valentina with that secondary neck breaker. What's she thinking here off the ropes? Running Shining Wizard. Valentina misses that corkscrew senton. Sorry, not corkscrew. Somersault senton. Forward rotation, not sideways. Kitty spikes that knee on that mat. She goes for the cover again. Valentina legitimately out at one, does not get pulled up here. I think Kitty learned from that rookie mistake earlier. As Kitty heads up to that second rope. Dives through, misses with the fist drop. Canadian whip into the corner. Yes, I'm going to call every Irish whip by their country's name for this tournament. Kitty has Valentina up on the top rope. No, this didn't work last match. Let's see if the women can have a little bit better result. Kitty all the way up. Plants Valentina with the superplex. Follows it up with that stiff kick to the upper back. Valentina showing all sorts of toughness, kicking out at one yet again. Fights off the ground with the elbow to the guts. Runs into a fireman's carry from Barnes. Barnes has her up on the shoulder. Hot shots are on that top rope. Pulls her back into the center. Goes back to work on that knee. Another stiff kick to the back. Wrenching back on that chin lock, driving that knee into the lower back again. Put a lot of energy into that back. Big right hand. Valentina fights out of the waist lock with elbows. Spins around with the big shot. Low belly to back suplex. Revenge for earlier. Barnes out at one now, showing she's got a little bit of toughness in her too. Valentina with that drop kick. Barnes spikes that arm onto the ground. Get another quick cover. Another 1 count. Neither of these women want to stay down for long. Barnes with that choke. Complete disregard for respecting the rules. Runs in with the double axe handle off the ropes. Valentina comes up with that arm drag. Has a hold of Barnes by the back of the head and neck. Plants her on that rope. Has her up using all that extra torque. Drives that knee into the jaw. Standing shooting star press out of Valentina. All sorts of agility. Perfect neck snap. Valentina has her hooked up. Caliente DDT. Has her dead center of the ring. Valentina is your winner. All the covers were 1 counts except for the one that mattered. Right here we see Barnes with that hip toss neck breaker combination. Take nothing out of Barnes. It was a hell of a first showing, but in the end I think that little bit of extra experience edge from Valentina. As we see that belly to back suplex. Right here we see Barnes changing her focus from the back and legs to that shoulder for a moment. Valentina with all that agility, but in the end, the Caliente DDT. Valentina S1E5 Fuego. As Mexico gets their first points of the tournament. Valentina feeling some kind of way about herself right now. Steve the Samurai requested a little bit of mic time before his match, which we realize now was actually a double booking of Canada versus Mexico. He will be taking on the biggest man in the tournament. One of the biggest men we have in the company. The biggest selling shirt in the company. Big Papa Tapatio. Steve coming back from that injury he suffered at the hands of Grimm in their first round match for that #1 contender spot. Has had issues with Grimm as of late, so that'll be an interesting meeting once we get to that later on in this tournament bracket. As we get ready for our Maple Leaf Musashi to take hold of the mic. Saying he's doing this for the country, but most importantly for himself. Similar words from what we heard from Grimm. So we get the man out here now. Grimm, who fell to Evan Myers in our opening match. These two men have been going back and forth for the last month or so now. We'll be meeting in a couple weeks in their tournament match. Steve with the cheap shot. We're getting a little bit of action before his match here, folks. Sends Grimm over the rope with the Canadian whip. Grimm back in, catches Steve Taunton with that haymaker shot. Has Steve off the ropes now, catches him with that boot on the run back. Drops the elbow to the traps. Grimm looks like he's already cleaned up. Glued back together from that elbow he caught earlier from Myers, busted him open. Steve fighting back off the ground with a shot to the body. Grimm ducks that enziguri. That could have put him out with another haymaker shot onto Samurai, though. Mr. No Gimmicks is catching all sorts of hands right now. Grimm tries to pop that shoulder out of the place. Has Steve up for that pile driver. Drops him, gotch style. Grimm with that big running lariat again, and we finally have a ref out here breaking this up. Steve still has a match coming up here, folks. We're going to let Steve go to the back, get recomposed, as he has a big task ahead of him. And by big, I mean the biggest. As Mr. No Gimmicks, Steve the Samurai takes on Big Papa Tapatio of the Spice Rack. Hoping to carry that momentum his partner in crime, Valentina, just picked up in her first match. We haven't seen a whole lot of Papa in singles competition since our opening night when we seen him take on Oscar La Vista in a successful campaign. And even with that, still has the biggest selling shirt at shopbwo.com. We get our second look at maple syrup versus hot sauce. Steve hoping to be back in fighting shape after the beating that he just caught from Grimm a few minutes ago. Threw some water on his face. To be fair, he did pick that fight. He threw the first shot. A few more boos than we're used to seeing for Steve. We see that maple leaf planted on that vest. Did pick up a win against Grimm a couple weeks ago. He's looking to finally put some points in the Canadian pocket. Does not want Team Mexico to go up 4 points to nothing in the grand scheme. The point system is overall for countries, so even if the Canadian heavyweight here does win out the bracket, if Canada does not have enough points, they will not win no matter what. So it is a team effort. Big Papa in that baseball jersey. He's running the ring. He's ready for action now. Someone to heat me. So he's testing that rope strength, knows that he is able to rip those ropes right out. And apparently we're experiencing technical difficulties here, folks. Might have to give us a moment. By the looks of things, our feed has in fact frozen, so we might have to take a brief break. Sorry, we will be right back with the second half of Night 1 of the World Cup. Hopefully we'll be back, and hopefully it will be a little more successful, folks. We will be right back.